Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the official ARK podcast, here with number 352. My name's Coach MT, and I'm here live today with the core team. Your host for tonight, as always, the one and only Mr. Atlas. The floor is all yours, sir.
Thanks for the introduction, Coach Mistletoe, and folks, welcome back to another edition of the ARK Daily Podcast. We're here live Wednesday, October 18th, riding on our spaceship. It's fantastic. Quite amazing, well lubricated and balanced spaceship we call Planet Earth as we glide through space so fast. The timing just seems absolutely perfect. We hope you're staying in tune, excited, as we're going to be doing a migration. We've hinted, we've started to give some minor details, not the full scope. We don't like to catch people by surprise, but there's going to be an opportunity for folks to really migrate with the project into the utility, into the long term. And we're going to have opportunities for your ArkFi tokens to take great value into coming in. We've always said the legacy side, the long-term partnership, the utility. There's no Ponzonomics there. It's not about hype. It's about real customers using products every single day. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to build. Solve problems, solve situations, integrate these solutions that are just making people's lives a lot easier, especially if you're in the crypto space. But we're also moving into the security space. We understand the threats that are upon us when it comes to the quantum megacomputers, what encryption means to them. It's a child's game. The security blanket that we're used to sleeping under of your characters, even if you're using dollar signs and little triangles and semicolons and lower and uppercase, that is a joke for quantum computers. And it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And we know the when's here, but just not commercially available. We believe those computers are being used for more important roles, government to government, espionage, and so forth. And it is known that a lot of documentation has been kept idle in storage on servers for when certain governments or companies would get access to being able to crack those open using the quantum computers. So we're here to solve that encryption issue, building it today so that we're able to offer very shortly these products to folks all around the world so that they could be ahead, so that they could be secure, so that they can sleep calm, cool, and collected and go on their daily lives, understanding that their passwords are up to date, they're not subject to these threats, as well as their traffic, their documentations, their storage needs, their virtual private network needs, not working within the system of the decentralization, but on the contrary, being decentralized. Understanding that if you, my friend, are getting a free service, you are the product. We're going to announce real quick here who is the winner for today's Sparking. Their wallet ends in 3F4A. They've won 849.42 ARK. They are first-time winner. And of course, our MVP, their wallet ends in D818. Congratulations to both winners. Please do stay tuned. I saw some people flopping and groping. I don't know if they were talking to James at the water cooler, but they're like all in a panic. Oh my God, the vault, what's happening? We want to remind James and Jimmy and Jane, folks, take a deep breath, relax. This is a migration. This is a very positive thing. We don't want to just sit here and see everything drained out so painfully, achingly slow. We want to enable folks to make their decisions. We want to enable folks to really understand the scope of legacy, what's happening there. The LSA will call to your attention to a couple of months back when the token was on the decline, the price. There's folks that use the LSA and they lock themselves into the legacy NFTs, folks. And every single one of those persons patting themselves on the back, smiling, saying, I made the right decision. So there's going to be a lot more, and we're going to provide it. We're looking at Friday, Saturday timeline, and everyone's going to have plenty of time to understand. Don't be that guy, don't be that gal that is speculating and thinking it's the end of the world. On the contrary, there's so much happening. There's so much more ahead of us that the sentiment is absolutely positive. Generally, we find out that people just don't either take the time to come here or ask a question or just generally have the patience to get educated and find out really what's happening. We've proven time and time again through our track record that we always allow the investors plenty of time. We're here every single day to answer questions once the information is provided, and everyone gets to make their own decision. This is not your grandmother's, bad character or somebody that you see in the space that just makes decisions for people and tie people's hands into a situation and don't let them pull their funds out. That's not what we do here. So we encourage you to just please be patient, be hopeful, and find comfort in the understanding that everything that we've done here has always been transparent and always with the best interest of every single investor first. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Brett Nordin for today's updates. Thank you.
Thanks, Atlas, and great introduction. Yeah, this is a migration, a transition, a restructuring of your investment, if you want to look at it that way. Of course, there are going to be some people that, continue to do what they're doing and just, drain and sell, and we're very okay with that. And people will be allowed to do that as well. So, yeah, we're not hamstringing the sellers, and we're giving an opportunity for those with the long-term vision and that want to align with what we're doing here from a utility standpoint to stay involved and continue to earn yield. So, yeah, on that front, we are preparing the details of everything and how we see, the go forward plan, along with what investors will have opportunities to do and the basic timeline for that. And of course, the whole team here will be involved and communicating all the way through that. We're just sorting out, how many days for this, how many days for that, and what the structure of everything will be, sort of the detail side of it. But I think conceptually we have a plan in place, and we've discussed with several people, core team members, and advisors as well. And so, yeah, we'll be coming forth with more details. I know a lot of people are speculating and like to do that and provide suggestions, and we appreciate that as well. So we're taking a lot of things into consideration, where we are from a liquidity standpoint, where we are from a token price, and what our options are and what can be done quickly and effectively so that we can pivot, as you've mentioned, into this new paradigm where we are, 100% utility focused. There's no Ponzonomics, no inflation, and we can, attach ourselves to real world products that generate revenue, and profits flow back effectively to those who invest in those products. So, that's where we are in terms of just the overall project and a lot of the work that's going on behind the scenes for myself and you and several others. Alex today making good progress. He mentioned before the podcast debugging the multi-chain for the Air card and the Terra card. He's got everything working now for Air, and I think he's just testing out Terra. So I'm waiting for him to give me the go live signal, and we'll publish some things here about which tokens and chains are available for swapping and loading onto your Air and Terra cards, as well as the it's the contracts specifically for those. So that's what he's been working on. And then on the privacy product side, that's our main focus. We're just way into the details right now on the email stuff, working out all of the integration details and sort of the tech stack for the email. There's a lot that goes into email, and you don't probably just take it for granted if you have Gmail or Outlook or something, how it all works, functions. I've never been involved in a development project for email before, but there's just so many little things that when you're using email, you don't really consider it. There's everything from, how long after you put an email in the trash does it stay available for recovery, and then when is it permanently trashed, and there's all these little things. How do you prioritize certain emails? How do you manage your inbox archiving, email archiving tabs and search functions and all of these things that we're in the mix of now. So a lot of details coming forward for that. And I've been working every day, pretty late last night as well, just getting all of the marketing components together for our presentation to reveal the product, as well as build out the web pages and everything, get everything prepared from a marketing standpoint. All of that stuff will also go into our presentation that we're going to be doing for the Legacy NFT, showcasing the current utilities, which is the on and off ramps, and the future banking products. And then we also have the privacy products, and we'll have a lot more detail than we've shared, even on the podcast, involved in that, including what features are going to be available, maybe some high level subscription packages and things to show how we're going to generate the revenue. We obviously have a freemium model where you can get a free email and then be introduced to the subscription model for the additional components, the DVPN, the password passkey manager, as well as the storage. And all are amazingly built on the decentralized network, which is very unique in the space. A lot of people talk about having encryption. When encryption fails or it's just not enough, you need to have sharding. You need to be able to split those files up, and all of the data that you're storing for your email, your passwords, everything is sharded on our network into 1,280 pieces across 1,280 different servers worldwide. So it's not just encryption anymore, it's also decentralization. So if a server is hacked and a piece of data is recovered, you would have to have the other 1,279 pieces to assemble it together. So you would have to essentially hack 1,279 more servers to get a full file or a full data packet to make some kind of useful information out of it, to reveal someone's identity or get their passwords or their crypto keys, whatever it might be. So you can see how we're really taking things to the next level. I haven't seen anything built on a decentralized network like this, and still, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Of course, there could be another company working on something similar, another concept like this. But as far as actually having the technology in hand and building a real usable application on it, I haven't seen it yet. So we're excited about it and working every day. We have another meeting tomorrow with the dev team as part of our bi-weekly updates. And so I'll be getting some more updates for our podcast tomorrow. So stay tuned for that as well. That's about it for me.
Thank you, Brett.
Yep.
Thank you. And I still don't think that we've actually been able to express, I think, correctly and convey to our community the potential that we've had here. We've been so busy building. I know we're going to be getting into the phase of educating and going out and raising capital. But from our research, we've been able to find that there's over 4.7 billion email users on the planet currently. It's a massive market. It's a tool. You pay a utility bill. Maybe you'll do it through the ArkFi. That's going to be coming out shortly, folks. You're going to receive from AT&T, or maybe it's your car note, maybe it's your mortgage. You're getting an email. I mean, this is also a positive point. Been great to the amount of paper and the mail that we were dealing with in the 60s and 70s, 80s, and even the 90s. Now we have very clearly a way of communication The world has changed. Humanity has come to a point where all of this technology, the internet, is really taken over. It's provided so many instant, quick solutions, receipts. But with that comes, having the data, the information out there. The company that I currently use for my encrypted email needs, which everything that I do is done through them, is Proton Mail. They have today, folks, over 100 million paid accounts. I spend over $30 a month there. 100 million paid users. They started just 9 years ago, folks, with 10,000 people in a crowdfunding program. Look where they are today. If you don't see the value there, go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, it's the awareness. We're at the right time, I think, and we've talked a little bit about that, going into the consciousness of everybody about privacy, about rethinking, your online presence and how do you shield, protect yourself. One of the things we're working on with the email is providing aliases. And I didn't really understand what, I'm like, okay, cool, an alias, fine, I'll create an alias and I'll throw it over here to this account or something like that. But the way that we can integrate that with our passkey manager is that we can actually suggest when you're opening a new account, let's say that you're going to Amazon and you're like, well, I don't want to use my, my Brett Nordin email with Amazon because I don't want them knowing what my primary email account is, because if that gets hacked, and this could be, Amazon's probably a bad example because they probably have better security than most. But let's say that they get hacked and your email account is revealed along with your password, which is very typical. I don't know, people have this happen all the time. Suddenly that email is connected to your personal information, it's connected to your online presence. Now they probably have access to maybe a dozen other online accounts as well. That may be financial, that might be more personal information and potentially a threat vector to not just your identity, for stealing your identity, but also your financial records, things like that. So what you can do with aliases is you can create an alias. So let's say I create an alias like Brett Amazon at our new email address.com, whatever it is, right? Now, just for Amazon, I have a brand new alias email that's tied to my inbox. So all of my emails from Amazon come into that inbox, but I'm shielded now. If Amazon gets hacked, I have a unique email and a unique password. And if I start getting spam, or if I get alerted from Amazon that, oh my gosh, there's a data breach, I can simply just delete that alias email, but I keep my primary email away from everybody. So the one that I'm using for my personal reasons and whatever else it might be, work, whatever, I don't corrupt that with what's being put out onto these accounts that aren't always secure online and can get hacked, and then you can get exposed with that specific email. So it's just another layer in thinking about your personal security, your personal privacy, and where this whole internet privacy is going. People are going to get savvy to this pretty quickly, I think, because quantum computing, we've mentioned the hacking and everything that's going on with AI and online quantum computing and bots and everything. I mean, the opportunity to start hacking these very large databases is going to be real and apparent, and it's going to happen at a much higher frequency. So just one element of all of this and how we can help people get protected, enjoy a truly, private and free internet with decentralized infrastructure. And that's really what we're doing. Yeah, and Proton Mail honestly is, a great benchmark for us, not just in terms of their technology and what they've done over, I think they were founded initially in 2013, 14, somewhere in there. But also where they've gone from a market perspective and what the financial opportunity is in a blue ocean market that is crowded by Gmail, Outlook, all of the Microsoft products go along with that, Hotmail. People still using AOL, people still using Yahoo. It's such a great space to be in, and a huge opportunity to get that tsunami wave of people that are going to be fleeing, I think, from those platforms And they're, obviously if people start getting hacked and their email gets, hacked and breached and whatever else, that can turn into a whole mess of issues. And so just this one feature, using aliases, using the passkey manager in an effective way, is a whole game changer for some people that haven't been following best practices. They don't have any clue about security whatsoever, how to protect themselves, where to store their passwords, how to manage their accounts online. So this is creating, like I said, a free, a freedom aspect, and as well as a privacy aspect and a decentralized aspect to their data management and how they manage their lives online and on the internet.
Absolutely. With that, we're going to actually take a look at a press release over from the good folks over at Proton Mail. Our good friend, Coach Mistletoe, he's going to read it for us with his great voice and demeanor. Whenever you're ready, sir, let's take a look at that. Thank you.
Let's do it. 100 million Protons account. It's crazy. And eventually we'll get there. Even 1% of that, 1 million accounts, that's a lot. But let's take a look at this article, because that is pretty crazy. It's been nearly 9 years since 10,000 people came together to launch Proton through a public crowdfunding campaign. Together, as we pass another milestone with 100 million Proton accounts, we want to take a moment to reflect on the journey so far and Proton's promise for the future. When we first created Proton in 2014 in a CERN cafeteria and launched Proton Mail, the world's first end-to-end encrypted email service, the usefulness and longevity of online privacy were very much in doubt. From the perspective, we can perhaps view Proton's historic crowdfunding success in a moment when the tide started to turn. 9 years is a long time, particularly in tech, and this makes Proton a survivor. The reason we have come as far as we have is really because of the community. Through your encouragement, your opinions, and even your criticisms, the Proton community has held us to the high standard, and Proton services are better today because of this. While this has not always been easy, it has always made us stronger and more resilient. The trends of the world have also played their role. Today, the world is more skeptical than ever about big tech business models built upon surveillance and control, creating the need for alternatives like Proton that return power to the people. Signups to Proton VPN increased by 9,000 compared to our average in just a few days at the start of the conflict in Ukraine. Similarly, protests in Iran last October drove huge demands for Proton VPN as users sought to skirt online restrictions, with signups peaking at 5,000% above average. Around the world, in places that we often least expect, people turn to Proton services when freedom is under attack. Damn, that is a powerful statement. The success of the experiment we started together in 2014 has proven that there's another way for companies to do business on the internet. You've helped prove that people are willing to pay for online services if those services treat you like a person, not a product. This has had perhaps irreversible consequences for the future of the internet. Looking forward, many changes are coming. Your feedback and support have enabled us to add the services and features you want for the Proton ecosystem, allowing us to protect even more personal information. We started the Proton Mail, Proton VPN, and Proton Calendar, and we're now bringing Proton Drive along the same journey. Look for Proton Drive to continue to develop and grow as our other services have, with the goal of eventually matching the capabilities of unencrypted cloud storage services. Thank you to your feedback. We're learning and finding ways to develop services at a much faster pace. We'll also continue to create more services with a privacy-first philosophy. The Proton privacy ecosystem will continue to grow so we can create even more value for the community. Sheesh! And that's where we're going to be in hopefully not 9 years, maybe even less. That is a powerful, powerful statement. Let's go. Oh,
Yeah,
there's more.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I hadn't read that before. That's pretty cool. We just talked about that. The free internet, the idea, the concept of a decentralized and free internet really starts with your own privacy and taking control of that. So yeah,
Exactly.
we're going to be talking the very similar language, and our offering out of the box. So they started with the mail, and then got into the DVPN and things. Were not a DVPN, but a VPN. We're starting out with basically the same tech components that they have today. So we have the
Exactly.
storage, we have the VPN, we have the email, and we have the password passkey manager. So we have a full suite that we're launching with our our level of design. And if you kind of look at their stuff, it's fine, it's cool. I mean, I'm not like blown away by it. Actually, I've just in my research and going through it, I was less than impressed with a lot of their their web content and some of their other stuff. It just kind of leaves you wondering how big the company really is and how professional and all of that kind of stuff. In my perspective, I think they could be a lot more forward with their design and things. But we have world-class designers here, so we're gonna go toe to toe. But I think the decentralized component that we're bringing to the table is a game changer. So I think we're kind of
We're raising the bar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big time. So we know that the business model works. There's another company called Tusanova. They're smaller, but we're coming in with the decentralized aspect to everything they have now. Something that we understand that large corporations, that they've grown into a pretty large corporation in the space, definitely a leader in the space of encrypted email. It's a lot more difficult for them to be able to be building the way that we're doing it here. So this is all part of why we're so excited when we come here to work every day, why we have some confidence in what we're going to be able to do on the yield side for our customers and investors. It's a fantastic opportunity. This is what we want to be focusing on. This is what we want to continue to build, putting out there for the folks that want to go out there and speculate and buy shit coins and play that game. Go right ahead, have fun, do so. That's not what I came into the space to do. Okay, we created the ROI app. We spent 10 months building that. Still to this day, I do believe, without a doubt, that the contracts, the way we built it, everything, the user interface, the functionality is so superb to anything that has come out before. From every angle. We had it cycle. We did a fantastic job. It was a great opportunity for us to really display what we can do as a core team, how we're able to communicate, how we're able to manage a community, how we're able to grow. But it's a game of speculation. It's a game of interest and hype and moments, and people get distracted. They go do other things. These type of businesses, they're not hype. They're not about distractions. They're not based and supported on always new folks coming in. This is building a user base. No better place to be. I think no better products to be doing. ArkLight, when we come in and unveil that for you, I think it's going to blow minds here also. So we continue on our path. We're going to get our house in order. We're going to migrate. And folks, if you see the opportunity, I think it's very simple to understand that as we provide the opportunities for you to come into Legacy NFT, migrate on over, you're going to be on the right side. At the end of the day, it's up to every single one of you to look in the mirror, make your decisions. This is not a get-rich overnight opportunity. It's taken these good folks 9 years to get to 100 million users. But they're in that blue ocean, as Brett likes to say, of 4.7 billion customers. We've already built our banking infrastructure. Everything has been done correctly. Our advisors, our attorneys, everything we've been able to put here to be able to sit down at the table with the banks, plug into them, offer these services. This is amazing. We're going to be touching a bit more tomorrow on what the potential is in this space that we've already built. We're talking about the security products that you're going to be, able to test run and try out and use Q1 of 2024. Tomorrow we'll talk a little bit about what we already have built here, because it all comes together. It is all part of the legacy NFT, the partnership with the protocol. And we continue to build. Thank you for the update, Brett. Thank you, Coach Mistletoe, for going over that article. It just shows you the potential, what is there when you have the right vision, integrity, transparency, and a thriving community that is there to support. We love the ARK community. You guys are absolutely amazing. And with that, we bring it to the close. We're going to do a little bit of Q&A after the recording. Thank you all for joining us here today. We wish you a great rest of your day. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 4 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UTC. Enjoy your ride on the spaceship.